welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will discuss on a poem, namely The Heart of the Tree, written by Henry Cuyler Bunner. Henry Cuyler Bunner was an American novelist, journalist, and also a poet. Whatever it is, uh, today we shall discuss the poem line by line. There are three stanzas. Okay. Uh, At first, we shall discuss the first stanza. The poem starts with a rhetorical question. Now, dear students, you may ask me that what is the rhetorical question? Rhetorical question is such type of question inside which the answer is given. Okay, so in the first stanza, the poem starts with a rhetorical question. So, what does he plant who plants a tree? So, the poem starts with a rhetorical question. The answer is the whole stanza. So, now line by line I am explaining the poem. What does he plant who plants a tree? So, what is the benefit? So, here the poet is telling about the benefit of planting a tree. Okay. So, now the answer is coming. In the next line, he plants a friend of sun and sky. Okay, so one who is planting a tree, he is also planting a friend of sun and sky. So how is it possible? One who is planting a tree, he is planting a friend of sun and the sky. Here the tree is the friend of the sun and also the sky. How? Because the sun helps the tree to produce food in its photosynthesis. On the other hand, the tree gives oxygen in the air to purify it. So, in this sense, the tree is the friend of sun and the sky. Dear students, I hope you understood. In the next line, the poet is telling, he plants the flag of breezes free. So, one who is planting a tree, he is just planting a flag of breezes free. Means here the tree is fluttering just like a flag, okay, in the air. In the next line, the poet is telling the shaft of beauty. So, what is the meaning of shaft of beauty? A beam of beauty. The shaft of beauty means the beam of beauty towering high. So, which one is the towering high? The tree is being a tower in height. Okay, dear students, I hope you understood. So, it looks very beautiful. So, the shaft of beauty is here, the height of the tree. Okay. In the next line, he plants a home to heaven and I. So, the person who is planting a tree, he is also planting a home near to heaven. So, planting trees means to set up a home near to heaven. So, this home will be too much blissful. Okay. In the next line, he is telling for song and mother croon of bird. So, one who is planting a tree, he is planting a home to heaven and I, and also helping the birds, okay, to sing freely. And here you may ask me the meaning of mother croon of bird. Here the mother croon of the bird means the sweet song sung by the mother bird for her young ones. Just like a mother who tries to make her little one sleep. Okay. So this is called a mother croon of bird. When will you be able to listen this mother croon of bird? In hushed and happy twilight heard. When the atmosphere is calm, here hushed means calm and silent. Okay. And happy twilight heard, and you will be able to listen this song at the time of dusk. Okay, in the next line the poet is telling the treble of heaven's harmony. So here what is the meaning of treble? A high tone music. Okay, so here the high tone music is created by the birds. Okay, and you will be able to listen in the sky. So uh, it is just like a song of heaven, and obviously there is a harmony. Okay, actually different musical notes played together to make a pleasant sound here. Okay, it means various types of birds are singing, and it is uh, making a pleasant sound. Dear students, I hope you understood. And at the last sentence of the first stanza, the poet is telling, these things he plants who plant a tree. Okay. So, what is the benefit of planting a tree? These things means the things that I discussed above. Okay. Uh, are the benefits of planting a tree. Dear students, I hope you understood the first stanza very nicely. Now come to the second stanza. So the poet is telling again in a rhetorical question that what does he plant who plants a tree? The answer is coming. He plants cool shade and tender rain. So what does it mean? He plants cool shade. He is planting cool shade. If you plant trees, uh, the trees will give cool shade. Means the shadow that will help to cool down the atmosphere. Dear students, I hope you understood. And it also helps to bring tender rain. So here the meaning of the tender rain is that the rain is too much tender uh, in harvesting. Okay, and there are so many benefits on planting uh, the trees. In the next sentence the poet is telling, and seed and bird of days to be, one who is planting trees, he is doing what? He is preserving seed and bird of days to be, means in future you will get seed and the bird of the trees. Okay, and years that fade and plus again. Actually the poet would like to say here that for so many years the human beings are cutting trees. As a result we are fading our atmosphere. Okay, so if one plants trees, okay, the atmosphere will be flushed again, means will be rejuvenated again. Dear students, I hope you understood. In the next sentence the poet is telling, he plants the glory of the plain, he plants the forest heritage, the harvest of a coming age, the joy that unborn eyes shall see. These things he plants who plants a tree. Okay, again the poet is telling that he plants the glory of the plain. One who is planting trees, he is planting also the glory of the plain. So what is the glory of the plain? Okay, the glory of the plain is to be full of trees. Okay, means the plain will be full of trees. Okay, he plants the forest heritage. It means one who is planting trees, he is doing what? He is following the forest heritage. So what is the forest heritage? Forest heritage is to be full of trees. So one who is planting trees, he is doing or he is following the forest heritage. I hope dear students you understood. Here heritage means the custom. Okay, in the next sentence the poet is telling, the harvest of a coming age, if one plants tree, okay, the harvest you will get in future age. Okay, here coming age means the future age. Okay, the harvest of a coming age means if you plant trees, you will get the harvest of a coming age. What is the harvest of a coming age? The joy, that unborn eyes shall see, means our future generation will see the joy of planting trees. So all these things he plants who plant a tree. Dear students, I hope you understood the second stanza nicely. If you face any problem, please write it in the comment section. I will help you. In the third stanza, the poet is again starting the line by using a rhetorical question. So, what does he plant? Who plants a tree? So, what is the benefit? The answer is coming in the next lines. He is telling he plants in sap and leaf and wood. So, one who is planting trees, he is doing what? He is planting in sap. Sap means sap means here uh, sap means the juice uh, of the tree, okay, and leaf and wood. So here all these refer to the tree, okay. So in love of home and loyalty, so one who is planting trees, he is doing what? He is creating, or he is setting up a home of love and loyalty. Loyalty means faithfulness. So one who is planting trees, he is setting up a home, and also uh, he is showing his or her faithfulness. And Farkas thought means the thought that is too far, means one who has the capability of seeing far of things, okay. So here the future thought, okay, here you can say that Farkas thought means the future thought, or the thought that is too far to understand. And Farkas thought of civic good. So what is the meaning of civic good? uh, Here civic good refers to the well-being of a city or citizens, okay. So one who is planting trees, he is also thinking of the citizen of a city, okay, his blessings on the neighborhood. So one who is planting trees, uh, he is showing his or her blessings on the neighborhood, okay. It means if you plant trees, you are doing good for the neighborhood of your area, okay. So who in the hollow of his hand, okay, who, so the planter, one who is planting trees, who in the hollow of his hand, here you look, his is in capital letter, okay. Why? Here the planter is being compared to the god, okay. So here uh, in the hollow of his hand means whenever you will be able to understand the hollow of your hand, whenever you will pray to god, you will uh, see the hollow of your hand, okay. So in the hollow of his hand, he holds all the growth of all our land, means he is holding all the growth, all the development of our land, if one plants a tree, okay. So the planters holds all the growth of all our land. If we plant tree, we will hold the growth of our land, okay. A nation's growth from sea to sea. So dear students, I hope you understood that here the planters holds all the growth of all our land, even a nation's growth from sea to sea, means from one end to the other, okay. He is holding the growth of our land, okay. So at that time he feels a stirrs in his heart who plants a tree. Dear students, uh, the planters at that time feels a stir in his heart who plants a tree, means he feels proud of himself or herself for planting trees, as all the growth of the whole nation depends on him or her, one who plants a tree. Dear students, I hope you understood. If you face any problem, please write it in the comment section. I will help you. So thank you. No more today. Bye.